All right, welcome back to the channel. We're going to show you how to put a logo on a moving surface like this one here. So let's jump over to the color page and I'll show you how to do it. So we have a logo right here and it basically looks like a white square because it has an alpha channel. But what I did was grab the Resolve logo and just plopped it down in here. And then let's walk you through Surface Tracker. So choose Surface Tracker from your effects. And you could drop it on the existing node, but we want to put it downstream. That way we get all the inputs available to it. So right now we're feeding the original clip right into the green input and the green out into the timeline output. So let's walk through Surface Tracker. You start out on bounds and you have your effects overlay, but it gets automatically chosen. Now you want to pick a frame that's sort of central. It shows all the surface you want to track. And we're just going to start clicking to make this bounds outline here, which is kind of like the border of wherever your surface is going to be tracked. So I kind of want it about in there. We can adjust the image inside of it after the fact. Now we click on mesh and you can slide parameters around, add, take away points and spacing. I'm going to leave it on automatic. If you do change any of these, you got to regenerate the mesh every time you move. So this is basically Resolve grabbing some data points, and then you're going to track it. So we're starting on this frame here. I'm going to go ahead and choose track forward and reverse. All right, so now we tracked it. There is quality, faster, and better. If you change any of these, once again, you got to retrack. I'm going to leave it on faster. And now we go to the result tab, and it basically shows you the outline of the border, and you can hit play and you can see it morphing and moving. Now, to get your logo in, there's a few things you got to do. You got overlay placement, which isn't already open until you click it. And then you hit go to reference. Now this is where your reference frame is, where we started to paint the border on. So let's go ahead and add this logo in. So we're going to take the green output and feed it into this second green on the surface node. And that gives us just a key essentially. And now we need to get the alpha output into this bottom output, and that keys it in as an alpha channel. And then let's go back to the surface tracker. We have this square box in the middle. So let's show you how that works. And that's basically these options here: slider, interactive canvas, and interactive pins. So it depends on what you're going to do. We're going to stick with canvas, and you can essentially manipulate the angle and the pitch here. So I'll grab this corner and kind of tilt it. We'll get this to fit in there. You could see where the logo is going to hit the outline, the mesh that we made. If we pull it beyond that, you can see how it's cutting it off wherever the red shape is. So you want to position it in there, and then you can start to manipulate it in 3D space. So if you need this corner in, you could push this in and sort of flatten it against the surface. So this would work in a lot of applications. So as long as you're inside your original bounds, that's how that works. And then there is a compositing mode down here. So if you needed to change the opacity or the type, just depends on the look you're going for and what you have. I'll leave it on normal for now. And then now that we're on result, there's a couple things we could do. The interaction overlays, right now it's on show. We could say hide on drag. And what that does is get rid of that so you can kind of see what you're doing and then have it go away, but you can get your tool back when you need to make some kind of adjustment. So let's widen this out a little bit. We'll take it on this side a hair. And I want to bring this corner down a hair so it's a little flatter on the body. Maybe come out. We're getting right close to this edge here, so just going to pull that down. All right, and then you got hide. And that gets rid of your tool set, and that's your result. Now, if your node's red, it means it needs to render the cache for the movement. So it hasn't quite rendered it yet, but let's take a look here. We go P, you can see all the folds and the bends in the fur, and the logo's actually moving along with the movement. And as far as adding composite modes here, you can change the look of your composite quite a bit other than the opacity. You do overlay, you can do this soft light's pretty cool, darken. So you got a lot of options here, whatever your background surface might be. And then another cool thing is on the node itself, you can tell it which channels to be active. So if you right click and go down to channels, right now we have RGB going. Let's remove the red channel. Now you got the green and the blue. Or let's remove the blue channel. Now you got the green. So another cool thing you can do with nodes if you're just looking to need a color specific manipulation. But that's how you add a logo in, track it to a surface, and pipe it into your surface tracker. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.